we scored record points. We won the championship the night before the finals even. And so now you got to go about changing certain philosophies too, because the team title was going to be on the line, but you thought it was going to be on the line till right to the end. And so you had to make some changes, just like you make changes in practices every day. Somebody asked me the other day, how do you run practices? I said, I run practice for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden I make changes just because it doesn't go the way I'm thinking it's going to go. I've never had a practice plan that I've stuck with it. And I probably never had a meet competition plan that I've stuck exactly with it. But you have a lot of planning that goes into it, and so you're used to it. And then the crowd and the string of victories that we had. That's a lot of good memories. Just people winning that were like, most people would say least likely, like a Jesse Whitmer. And then the other guys coming through. So it was an historic moment. And I think that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about historic moments, I think, a little bit with Brandon Slay. I think that's where we're heading.
We are.
And so I think that 97 NCAA championship team, nobody's broken the record yet. I mean, it might get broken because they may change the rules and give you more points too. Who knows? Because every once in a while that might have happened a little bit in that case too. So,
Uker match. What do you talk us? Were you in the corner or in the stands for that one?
I was in the corner. Mike Uker and Brandon Slay. And I'm not sure how far into the tournament we were at, but we were in far enough, I believe, that we had a lot of momentum going. And it probably helped build confidence for the Hawkeyes and the coaches and everything, because you get on a roll, it builds confidence. That's just what you want to be. Just like you don't want to, losing just doesn't build that confidence as much. So we're probably on a roll, and Mike Uker was really a 2-time All-American for me. Mike Uker, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I looked up his record the other day. It wasn't that great. That year, like 15-11, 16-11, something like that. But he had that confidence that you need when you go out in a match, and I think Mike Uker was seeded like 9th or 10th in the tournament. Slay was much higher, 3rd, and wow, he hit him with a headlock. He hit Slay with a headlock, and I was on the side that saw the shoulders go down flat, and hey, judgment. And I came flying out of my seat, and because they missed the call that I thought, or whether it was right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just you're the coach. You're coaching, and the referee was on the other side looking, and there's no way a referee should ever call a fall when you don't see both shoulders down. You can't assume, and when you don't see, you don't call it. However, I'm sure it's called. But in this particular case, referee made the right call. Had he been on the other side, he might have made the call, because it takes very little time, the shoulders to be planted into the mat to get a fall. And I'm sure he heard it from not just me, because my expression to what, like missing the call, ignited the stands, and the stands are going crazy. So the fans are going crazy. So, it was probably a little tension on the referee. But Brandon Slay came off his back and had to fight back and pulled out a 12-11 match, which I wasn't happy about, only because we were on a roll, because my kid was Uker. But, when you're on your back and you're down and you come back, you got to give credit to the guy that does that. Because I've had many Hawkeyes, many Cyclones, many Wallhawks do the same. I was never really a guy that really came back much. Now, I did in Owings' match, but I didn't know how to finish, which so there were some things about me that I needed some of my coaching understanding to be able to win like an Owings match, which I maybe learned it afterwards, but Brandon Slay, and I saw many Hawkeyes come from behind to win big matches, and Brandon Slay happened to be one of the guys that was an opponent that came back to win that match, and in front of a very partisan crowd, and with a kid that Mike Uker. I mean, he cut to 42. I think 2 years before that to become an All-American for me to help us try to win. We didn't win, I don't think. We think we lost probably, but I think we got second or something. But Mike Uker was up at 67, and he was on a roll. And I think he was on a roll to win the championship, to be honest with you. But he had to be that to even get to a loss of 11-12 to Brandon Slay.
Right.
Slay probably was the better wrestler, from a standpoint of wins and losses.
Oh, no question. He was, like you said, seated higher.